we got
Yep.
TMA in here. I know you've been busy playing that with Ghostin and like all the boys here in the Moku Discord, and yeah, we're feeling good. Lotion is getting rubbed on my hands, so I'm moisturized. You know, I gotta stay moisturized.
Bro, as you
You know
heard
me?
I heard the, I don't even,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't,
you
yeah, I
got
heard
you
it,
got
I heard
you
it.
need that lotion, bro. So yeah, we got the lotion on, we got the
Damn.
coffee, we got the goddamn zinners in the chat. So hey,
Okay.
about
My
to be
sinners
lit.
and my zinners, bro. You both going to the same place when you die. All right. But no, listen. 28 people are in the audience right now. It's early, of course. We are warming up, but I'm gonna need you, like the faithful that are here right now, bro, to start the show. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to socials. Little screenshot. I'm gonna do a random, like, cause I'm just feeling like that today. Um, I checked the chat right there. That's actually an image that was banned from the WOKU Weekly post. We weren't allowed to post it. Sad face. What does the world come to? Mad censorship. Anyway, I'm joking. If you screenshot right now with the banned image and put it on your social media at me, at Logic, at the Ronin Radio right now, right? I'm gonna give 5 run to one of you motherfuckers, right? That's this a 5 in 30 chance. Who's got quick maths? It's like a 1/6. Um, I don't know. It's something like that. But anyway, go ahead. If I see it, I'm gonna see it. I'm on Twitter right now, but I'm gonna read to you guys the agenda for today because we got a lot on our plate. Like I said, WOKU X Ronin Radio. Just a reminder for you guys, what the hell is WOKU Radio, especially because we now started to stream. So if you're here on a different platform, then it is probably new for you. You're thinking, wait, Ronin Radio? What happened, bro? WOKU Radio, what's this thing? Well, WOKU is the secret alliance, not really secret, they're everywhere, within the Moku community. A lot of community members who gather together, take the time to kind of, I guess, be like more deeply involved as community members and contribute, bringing things to the table. That's where you'll find the Wokus. I believe it started with memes, essentially. McDonald Duck, big shout out to him. I know he's busy or he's away right now. Long awaiting his return. But yeah, it was. If you've seen the Woku images, you'll know what it's all about. But we understand that it's important to build with community. Ronin Radio was a community radio that we built up to the position that we're in through that. So we matched the vibe, and we are here to do a show every Tuesday with the community, and we will feature the Woku weekly posts. Right? If you don't know what they are, you're gonna find out. You're gonna fuck around and find out today. So yeah, that's going to be the initial. That's how we're starting. Just a note here: if you are in the Moku community and you want to get more deeply involved, anybody can really jump in and become a Wokie in the Woku setup. So it's completely open doors, and also we have incentives for those doors to be busted right open. All right, we'll talk about those in a moment. But of course, we will be talking with Kent Byers from TMA today. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pass the puck and introduce Kent to the stage right now. He's already up here, staying quiet as could be, but Lord knows, Kent, I wish you luck to meet him in person. Amazing guy, great gamer. Like gaming it does not elude him in the slightest. So hopefully we'll talk about that just briefly here. But of course, TMA is doing a whole lot. We got the Play to Airdrop live right now. Been some announcements as well. A new map last week. Ton of shit going on. But yeah, man, Kent, welcome to the Ronin Radio. I believe this is maybe second or third time, but it's a pleasure to have you here, man. And yeah, man, let people know who you may be and what we're going to get into today.
Oh, I appreciate it. Warm welcome. As always, I was just dying and laughing looking at that stuff that Cammy posted. Like I had to stop breathing, and I took like a small moment break from my computer. Wasn't sure if my mic was on. I'm like, oh god, I can't do this. So it's pretty amazing already, just seeing like this the atmosphere and just like your kind of community reacting. It's already feeling like this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, the community, they're pretty, they're fucking great, right? But they're not punctual. They're not punctual. So once the word gets spread around, you'll start seeing people filter in, and there'll be the degeneracy gets a bit scary in here, Kent, to be honest. But we so much prefer it to the Twitter Spaces that we used to do, because there wasn't that much feedback, right? Like we get a feedback loop in here. It feels a lot more, I guess, cozy would be a word. I don't know if it's the right one, but you'll start to see as we go through the show. We're just getting messages sent out. The stream is live right now too, so people are filtering through. But I'm glad to have you here. Of course, TMA, for me, the most slept on game in this fucking industry. I don't care what anybody says. Like that is where it's at. The way that this game is put together is unbelievable. If you make comparisons to other Web3 gaming projects, this is what I would say is the closest to a complete game experience, and like just professionally put together. Like it feels like it's levels above. People have not really exposed themselves to it as such yet, and we're going to talk about maybe why that is the case today as well, and kind of encourage people to continue spreading the word. And those who are taking part right now, bro, just believe me when I say arbitrary opportunity, because this directive games are not going to slow down, and I'm really excited for what TMA have been doing in the now, and also what TMA will continue to do out into the future. But enough of that shit. Let's address some of the other things that's going on. There's a lot of news updates in the Ronin ecosystem. They're going to be very brief, but we'll cover them after we've had the TMA conversation. Nothing huge, just Ragmon, just a Ragmon game, on mobile, on Apple, on Google. It's a CBT at the moment, but if you played it, let me know what you think. If you're in the chat right now, if you're on the stream, let me know what you think if you did play it. I played it yesterday for quite a while. Big shout out to Xanatos, because he had to help me, because I was terrible. I was fucking terrible at the beginning. I was just summoning constantly. I'm like, well, I don't have any mana, and he's summoning a load and I just didn't understand it. It was like a toddler trying to play a game. So, but once I got into the groove, a fucking great game. Logic, you may or may not have had prior experience, but did you end up playing on the CBT release yesterday at any point?
Yeah. I was playing in the morning, and I was playing at night on my phone. So I playing it on my desktop actually. So for those of you guys who are like wondering if you could play it on your desktop, there is a way to do it.
Yeah.
You could use LD Player, which is like the Android
Emulator?
emulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Android emulator, and then BlueStacks, that would be your Apple emulator. But I'm just using LD Player. It's definitely interesting. I've never played Clash of Clans before, so this is like a completely new
Same.
experience for me.
Yeah.
And I'm
yeah.
like, I'm a noob, to be
Yeah.
honest, and I'm still
I
doing
tell you
research,
who's
but
nice.
pretty fun.
Ryan Axifaction. He's like on the leaderboards right now in the beta. So he's not a noob. I think he did play Clash of Clans, and he's saying there's elements that are very similar. So hey, if you've played Clash of Clans before and you did enjoy that experience, then this is one to play. It's a PvP tower defense. But it is interesting. When you get in there, you're like, what the fuck? You don't know anything, right? You got to learn what certain units do, how to counter those units, how to balance the cost of, I think it's called soul cost or something right now. And even when you select the deck that you're going to use, it will give you an average soul cost. You need to be aware of those things. And yeah, so on and so forth. I ain't gonna fucking tell you how to play the game, because who the fuck am I? I don't even fucking know. I'm not on the leaderboard. I mean, like silver rank, all right? But I'm better than Sean. Just know that Sean is fucking ass at this game.
Sean's like copper rank. What's going on? Like, this guy's used to be sweat. Now I don't know, bro.
Sean said one thing yesterday after playing. He was like, "Ronin, can you just give me a game with a crosshair?" And then we spoke about TMA, and was like, technically there's crosshairs, right? There technically is, and why it was one of Sean's favorite. Well, it is Sean's favorite game in Ronin. Was because he needs a gun that goes pew pew, and I can respect it, because sometimes it really be like that, right? And thank God we have TMA to scratch that itch. Other things that are going on: the Premier Bounty Board concluded the first week, so that was successful. Runiverse OBT is coming in less than a week. We also saw some stuffs with the with Genkai. Talk of Amaki being revealed later this week, and we'll see. We'll see what that means and what comes with that. Also, Moki Gang, you guys, the Moki Genesis NFT holders, are choosing or have selected our game, right? So developments, I believe, are going to start beginning on that. So keep your eyes peeled. If you didn't know what we chose, oh my God, you should have been there. You should have been there. It was very on brand. But we've decided to choose a game that is absolute chaos and probably gives Momo a ton of creative freedom. So be prepared for the art style. Be very prepared. Anyway, other things that we've got. Wild Forest actually have a collaboration with TMA as well, which we're going to talk to Kent about here to get a little bit more information on that as well. And we'll update you on the Lumiterra giveaway because it's a fucking shit show. I won't lie to you guys. We spoke with Lark. Lark's in the dev team at Lumiterra. He was like, "What do you like? Can we get something to give to our community?" He was like, "Yeah, of course. Like, what do you want? Like, we can give you 500 energy." I was like, how does that work? And he was like, energy bottles. I was like, oh, sick. Then we went and took so many names. The tally is about 170, 165 names. We have to collect those addresses. And then you can't do player to player wallet like logic. Just like I don't. Your name is partly involved in it, but the logistics of what we tried to do as a giveaway is a shit show.
I told you during the show. I was like, bro, you don't understand because I do this for Moku, right?
I do this.
I do this. I know this, bro. So that's why I was like, bro, if you want to do it, I'm not touching that shit with a 10-foot pole because I know the limitations of Lumiterra and I know how many you have to do. So you got this. I'm just saying you got this, bro. I'm just chill in the back and you got me there collecting addresses one by one.
Well, we made a video.
How to send it.
We made a video, right? We made a video. If you go to the Ronin Radio Twitter, you'll see the video. You'll see what I need from you because sitting here taking every single name and DMing you guys is literally. I'd rather jump out my window right now. I'll be honest with you guys. On the stream, you can see right now if you're on the live stream, this is the list, right? I got a lot of work to do this week. There's also Moki Mates come in at the end of the week, so we got a shit ton of work on top of that. Plus, I need to play video games at some point. Like, play to airdrops happening in TMA. I gotta get in there. We gotta get some grinding going. The new hero quests are there, and I have not accomplished them. My baby Tesla is sitting there looking pretty as can be, right? And I need to go and complete her stuff as well. So there's a lot of stuff to do this week. But yeah, logistical nightmare. We're talking with Lumiterra to make sure that they can do it on their end so we don't have to face the problem of no player-to-player wallet distribution. So yeah, if you did win energy, I understand. You're freaking the fuck out. You're like, where's my bottle? You're like a baby, right, that needs his milk. Or her milk.
Yeah, some people DM me too. They're like, yo, how do I get energy bottle? I said, DM Gila.
No, don't send them.
That's what I told them. I said,
Fuck.
yeah, DM Gila.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy right now? I've got over 80 Discord DMs. There's more than 100 unread in the message requests in the Ronin Radio, and there's also people have added and put it on the TL like responding to the video with their like Ronin address. So I have to do some serious collecting. So yeah, fun times. But listen, yo, let's get into the show, man. We've given enough time to warm up. You guys are starting to come through. We're starting to see some people in the audience too. We're gonna go hit above 50 in a moment. I can feel it. It's coming. And of course, we've got a few people here on the stream too. So I think it's only right for us to jump in today's show. We're gonna bring the Baconator up himself. He's not a burger from Wendy's. It is Cammy, the man who leads the charge on WOKU Radio.
Hello.
Good morning.
Professional degenerate ready.
Yes. reporting and ready for duty.
I'm ready, bro.
But let's go. I mean, the first topic of today, of course, we're going to talk about WOKU Weekly. A lot of stuff going on there. We do have a giveaway that is live. Front page, bro. Big
Yes.
issue. Reporting live. Let's just share a screen here right now so I can show you guys what the fuck is going down. Here it is. Here we are. I need to see it on my screen. I know you guys can see it, but I can't fucking see it right now. So yeah, WOKU Weekly, it's here. Shout out to Kezia for the post. If you see this, it's actually on a Moku quest today, so you shouldn't miss it, right? If you're going on here and completing your dailies and doing your damn thing, you won't be missing this one today. There is front page, right? Front page. Welcome back, Quester. Is it here? Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah,
Oh.
Weekly number 2. There's a code 2.
Oh.
Which, I should probably share that with y'all actually on what the code is. But it's also in. I know Cammy talked about this earlier before we came to the show, but
we're not just gonna give them the code.
Yeah, we're not gonna give it to them. They gotta,
Gotta work for
find
it.
Waldo type shit.
Yeah. Now it isn't super difficult this week. Like we probably will make it more and more difficult, but like we just wanted to find a way to encourage people to actually read the content we're putting so much work into. So our conclusion to that was to hide the code in the content. If you want the code, then you're gonna have to go read the content.
Yes, I need them detectives. Like I said, Sherlock Holmes, eat your fucking heart out. There is a code somewhere within these pages, my friends. So you can't
And
bullshit
spoiler,
us.
It's not Legolas's. It's not Legolas's code that he just found.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna check chat because I know what I'm gonna be looking at right here. Yeah. Okay. No, it's not. It's not that. Good try though. Good try though. Your mind's probably in the right place, but no, that's not it. Unfortunately. Anyway, yes, beautiful front page. I believe I can give a shout here to BioAtom.
Yes, yeah, I'll actually put their Twitter in the chat as
It's
well.
right here.
Before anybody gets worried or whatever about last week, it was totally my decision. Like I said, we're going to give away a Spirit Guardian that Gila was kindly giving to us for submissions. But then I went, BioAtom actually hit us up and was like, "Hey, I'd love to like collaborate and work on a piece of content with you guys." And then me and them just went back and forth and ended up creating this front page. And I was like, this is too good to just be an announcement poster. Like, this needs to be the front cover of the next issue. So we took it as an opportunity to like use it as the actual front page and to actually run the submission giveaway this week instead.
Yep. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you do submit some content for the WOKU Weekly, it will be for WOKU Weekly 3, number 3. You will be in with a chance to be selected and win a Spirit Guardian. So fucking, how about that for some incentives? You know what I mean? We want to supercharge the community. Your guys' feedback is serious. Like, it's so valued. You guys don't even fucking know it. There is so much arbitrage in your personal value in this space. You do not even know. So look at yourself in the mirror after today's show. Just stare at yourself in the mirror.
People making memes and art all the time. So like that's like what we're looking for. Like literally anything you can submit to the WOKU Weekly, like you'll get your spotlight, you'll get everything to do with it. So like, there's people making it for free. So now's your opportunity to win something for it,
Yeah, and there's this whole spectrum, right? I mean, most of you guys are on the spectrum, but like, there's a whole spectrum of submissions you can do. It could be art, like you said. It could be memes. It could be a news report. You could report your feedback on Ragmon CBT this week. You could report how things are going in TMA, play to airdrop right now, and yeah, a bunch of stuff.
If you want to impersonate your Moki and like use that as a character, like if you want to report from Egu Island saying what's happening with Ragmon and stuff like that, and go for some Moki lore or whatever, you can do that stuff as well. Like there's really not a limit. Like we're just looking for like any kind of community submissions that will like help us like fill out the pages and stuff like that for upcoming issues.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump into the WOKU Weekly pages. Obviously, page 1. Shout out to BioAtom again. This is dope. Did BioAtom get some kind of kickback? Because if not, I'm gonna open up that Ronin Radio piggy bank and we're gonna send something his way.
I mean, they definitely deserve something. Like I spoke with them beforehand, and I was like saying, like, bro, put your tag on it, put everything on it, like, make your tag bigger. Like, all we could offer is the exposure right now because like we aren't in a position to do commissions and stuff like that. And she was totally okay on board with it. So I was like, you're definitely getting front cover. Make your tag as big as you want. Like,
Yep.
that's all we could do.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, then. Pages. Turn them. Let's get into it. What's been happening over last week? There's been a ton of stuff, but here it is. Moku's community, not just a community. It's a whole mood, bro. Come and get lost in the source. The server has been popping. Moki's Corner, you know, people show up every single day. You're free to create your own corner too if you want to specifically play a game. If you are teaming up on TMA and you guys want to just have comms, right? You can make your own chat, call it whatever you like. Sometimes we see like Cammy calling it his butthole, so you can go and talk into his butthole.
I'm all
I
about
think
it.
he enjoys that. Yeah. So like, yeah, you got the freedom to come and do that. Make sure you guys are coming through and yeah, experiencing the server to its fullest. But yeah, P2A in for KDR by Kydro, Wales plus Tressors plus Spin Wheel equals the most unexpected tap game ever created. You also get your daily spin, so if you've been logging into their website and claiming the free daily spin, you might be getting 1 or 2 rank points here. I think I'm like 500th in the leaderboard with like only 600 rank points in total, which obviously is a portion of the synergy, but then the collodium spins as well. Still pretty annoying. You got to spin 1 by 1. It is true, but anyway, yeah, beggars can't be fucking choosers, bro. It's a P2A. You got to get in there to be in there. You know what I mean? If you're not spinning, you're not winning. Funny. Moki Gang Game Jam. It was crazy. It was crazy. The Moku community did what they do best. They really did what we do best. We actually were in Moki's Corner, and we had a community drawing page. It was like a blank canvas that to begin with, but anybody that joined in was able to draw. It got real scary. It got real scary in there. So if you were there, then you know you experienced it. If not, maybe stick closely to the server, and the next time we have one of those, you can join in the fun.
We'd be in a world where I saw Licky Tongue and Shrek cross paths, but the way they did was just inspiring.
Yeah, I think you're open to imagination on how they crossed paths. It was very beneficial for both of them, I believe. But yeah, of course, you can see here the TMA community event. Moki's Corner saw some absolute generational TMA gameplay. We've been doing some link ups on the Sundays, right? We've been hosting quite casual tournaments, but winning in those casual tournaments has been getting people some spins of the Dusty Gacha. He's been very generous recently, churning out some rewards for you guys. I've seen people win 5 run. I've seen people win axes. I've seen a lot of people win some fucking cool stuff from that Dusty Gacha. Maybe we're gonna have to rename the Dusty Gacha to something else, because right now, that shit is not Dusty. It's in commission. It's being used. But yes, like we're doing a few more community events. Future, we're scoping out potential like actual tournaments where it's going to get a little sweaty out here. So again, it's going to be one of those locations. If you are interested in TMA, maybe you and your guys think that you're some hot shit because you're steamrolling people in quick play or ranked even. But are you really hot shit? We're gonna have to find out at some point this year. I'm supposed to burn my calories, but instead I am burning kilos. Nice little comment here by RoninStudios.ron. Like I said, you can get featured in this article at any point. You never know what might come onto the pages of the WOKU Weekly. Let's move it on. The Quack Quack Classroom roguelike mode has been extended. There's actually been an announcement this morning. They're going to extend the roguelike experience. Again, if you haven't tried it yet, it's a ton of fun, right? You need to get in there and really experience it. No run is the same. You get a random selection of runes and charms to add to your team or and your axes in the run. And of course, it's actually difficult. It's not easy. I'll be straight up. It's not actually easy. So challenge yourself, do something today. Some information here. Maybe if you're new to Axie, these things will be very, very helpful for you. But you can see some info here on heal, reverse heal, and some info on some debuffs here, right? Some ways to help, some strats. saying debuffs really might be the tech that you need in these roguelikes. Deathmark has been really successful. I know a lot of AoE users have been loving the Kataro eyes for this very reason. And then, of course, weak is one of those things that you can put onto the bosses so that they don't take your souls very quickly, right? But yeah, let me know how you guys are doing on roguelike. I can't see the chat right now, but yeah, give me your thoughts and feelings. I've been playing it,
Yeah.
not so much. I'm back in like competitive right now with Metamorph. I got my team going. I'm thinking collectible leaderboards. But Logic, have you managed to give it a spin yet? I know before you.
Dude. I've been playing it casually. Deathmark is super OP because of all the shields in the roguelike mode. Nietzsche too is the roguelike queen.
The Rogue
She
Queen.
yeah. I was chilling in Gilda's game yesterday, and they were talking about how Nietzsche's like even coaching pro players. Like my teammate Gade, for example, she's
Damn.
been coaching him, and yeah, she's out there, man. If you guys need help with roguelike comps or anything like that, hit up Nietzsche and make sure you get in there. Get death marks. AoE's pretty good. I actually don't know if AoE's the best. I think it's only good because of Kotaro Eyes, to be honest. But you could probably like make a roguelike specific
Like
comp that'll
Deathmark
do
comp,
really
yeah.
well. Yeah.
I'm trying to think all the ways that you could Deathmark, of course, we got the parts, Katara Eyes, Axie Kiss. There's the charm as well, the Blood Pact charm. So yeah, get experimental. But Nishi, some hot shit out there in the roguelike. Okay, I see you. I'm just scrolling through the chat because I was on the other screen for a moment, and my God, I'm so glad you degenerates are here. Thank you so much. It's a lovely time. It's a lovely time. All right, then. Yeah, go check out Nishi. I believe she made a post as well on her Twitter. Her @ is in the comments, so you can go ahead and follow her there. We're gonna follow her from the Ronin Radio account. Can't believe we weren't. So yeah, there we go. But the last page here we go. The Egu life busted, caught red-handed by the one and only Seth Hallion. Sean's in the lab cooking up. Bro, if Sean actually had dreads like this,
bro.
I would fucking die. The thing is, like,
Yo,
everything
Predator
else is very
Sean.
Sean. Yeah, Predator Sean in
Yeah.
the building. I think Predator Sean is probably. I was saying it when I first saw this. We could definitely add this as a what would you say, a unit in the tower defense game that Moki Gang is creating.
100%.
Yeah, 100% Predator Sean. Put it in the game, bro. We need that. Let me know in the chat if you want Predator Sean in the Moki's game, bro. Go crazy for it right now. Just meme it. I don't know. Find a GIF. Troll Sean. That's the agenda for the next 2 minutes. Cruel Legolas. Legolas, I've had enough G's for a day, for a timeline, even not even a day, for a timeline. G stares blankly. The relationship status is over. But G's, I tell you what, some gamers in this Moku community or the WOKU community, their name is ringing up in experience on experience on experience. There are some real fucking Ronin gamers out here that are, in every single project and making sure that they're optimizing their gaming aspect of it, and of course the Web3 aspect of it. G's is one of them. Legoland, I see you everywhere too. So continue, man. Continue to lead the charge. And just the same way that Nishi is in roguelike, you guys will be mediums in which people can seek out and get some value. So if you don't know Legoland or you don't know G's, you have not been in the server enough. I tell you that for a fact. Anyway, Cammy, we got some context on this cruel Legolas interchange that's happening right here.
Yeah. So basically, wait, are you on about Detective Moki in the bottom corner? Like, this is when we introduced, like,
I was talking about this.
Oh, this
The
just
gossip,
happened in
the
the
gossip.
community throughout the week. I'm pretty sure Cheese basically got rugged his team as he usually does. And Legoland was just venting his frustrations. I know Sean is a victim of the Geese rugging as well, so I think everyone's kind of been rugged by Geese at some point. I think Kirika is currently getting rugged by Geese because they were meant to do a dungeon today in Lumaterra, and it's not going ahead yet. So it's just kind of a common trend with Geese at this point.
Fucking bastard.
Kirika's waiting for 5 days, bro.
Yeah, it really be like that, bro. We got to get people on the same timeline and in that Moki's corner together at the right times, bro. But yeah, there is some other stuff. We've got the detective in the bottom right. We've also got the Leak Master 69's corner right here at the bottom left. Game overview, game mechanics, online features, environments. What are these alluding to right here?
Well, our suspicions is that Bruce is like kicking it into high gear as far as creating the game goes. Like this was posted very shortly after the game jam, so it seems like that things are already in motion because WOKU doesn't stop for anything.
Yep. Well, the word on the street is the Moki game development has caught the attention of the team so much that like actual work that we probably should be doing is almost, I wouldn't say deprioritized, but like deprioritized. Yeah, it's real. I think the expectation that we kind of went into the Moki game, especially after Tower Defense 1, because in my mind I was like, oh, really? Like, you guys want a tower defense? But the expectation to the actual end result of the first game jam session that we did have was so drastically different from how I thought it was, and I'm sure the team can kind of relate here. It was a match made in fucking heaven. It just made sense. And it really, the idea came together. Emphasis on the came part because of
the community.
Yeah. Oh god! All right, I'm gonna drop it. But it really is. It's actually exciting. It's fun to work on, and I think if it's going to be fun for the team, they're going to be able to really spin up a fun experience for you guys in the community too. So we appreciate your contributions. And yeah, Cami, I'll pass it over to you for the Detective Moki in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, so like we always like to have some sort of narrative with all of these things and like building a narrative because it just makes things much more fun. So once we thought about hiding a code into the WOKU Weekly, I was like immediately like we need Wokey in a detective costume. And I would say within like a couple of hours, McDonald Duck sent back like a Wokey who had like a detective costume and stuff. Maybe I can actually find the picture. And then I just took that and because we needed him in a certain post, obviously poking out of the thing. Like I sent it to Bio again, and Bio created Detective Wokey, and he turned out so good, like amazing. But wait till I find the picture McDonald Duck did.
I was gonna say, like the way that it's positioned on the page, it cuts off the lower half. I'm a little intrigued on the full profile.
Well,
like,
actually, we actually don't have a full picture, bro. It's all from the waist up.
Okay,
McDonald Duck just posted it.
Oh,
now.
there it is. There it is.
How insane is that? How insane is that? The question mark from the pipe, crazy.
Yeah.
So
wait, Kemi, where can people find the code, right? Because like we said that in WOKU Weekly, we're hiding the secret code.
Yeah, it's on one of these pages.
It's
within the pages.
The detective.
It might be even on that
Moki.
page. No, Detective Moki was just bringing everyone's attention to that there is a code. Like the code is definitely on one of the pages. Maybe it's even that page if you look close enough. Who knows? But it says secret code and then the code, so it's very obvious.
I'm gonna give it a guess, right? And I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want anybody to say anything. If we get a congratulations here, then you saw it, you got it, right? I helped you out, right? If it's not, then you're fucked. You got to find it on your own, all right? This is my.
I don't think we hit it super hardcore this time, but if people are struggling, then obviously, yeah, you found it, yeah.
Damn. But it's not that.
You gotta find it, bro. We gotta find it together. I feel like this is the community activity right now. What is the code, dude?
But where do you even look? Like, okay, I've hidden the secret code in this issue. Find it and get some points on Moku HQ.
Okay. I will assist you to find this for anyone that's in the stage right now. That's fair. And then next week we will try to hide it maybe in a more obvious spot.
Maybe it's the cheese?
Bro.
It's on Nisha's page. It's on Nisha's
Whoa. Okay. Oh. Duck?
I really didn't think it was
too difficult. I don't know if y'all
see what the
blind, bro.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't think it was too difficult, but
fuck. What did it say? Woku Woku? It did, yes! There you go. It will not be repeated. We found it together.
Yeah,
And there
there
it
you
is.
go. I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
But yes, that concludes the Woku Weekly this week. Again, it's open for your submissions, and once we start, at this moment in time, the Woku Weekly, it's fresh. It's the second week of doing it, the second issue, as you can see. The idea for this, of course, is to have a medium in which the community is kind of like portrayed, right? Like people from the external will be able to see what's happening within the community, and those within the community are able to kind of stay up to date on things week on week. And it also gives you guys a platform, a spotlight, if you will, to kind of showcase the things that you might be doing, a collective of you guys might be doing. And then also, I think we open up the door here to really have benefits for our Ronin projects and our collaborating partners over at WOKU to also have a medium to communicate with the community too. So like we said, this week there's a huge incentive for submissions with the Kaido Spirit Guardian. So yeah, just
did so well.
Just want to emphasize it for you. So step up, join the squad, get degenerate. And maybe your stuff will be featured on here. I could see a sweet potato front cover happening at some point.
I think that will have to happen. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe we should put some
Definitely.
glasses on for the next code drop. Right? Yeah. Yeah. It's got to. I will say the feedback, immediate feedback.
Yeah,
Now
let's hear
that
it.
I see it, this is way too obvious. And
Okay, you think it's too obvious?
I mean, it
Okay.
took me a moment to find it. It did
Yeah,
find.
I mean, like we don't want people like 10 minutes on there, looking for it. I think it's good. Like, it gets them to the page.
I mean, we're always going to look for ways of improving it. So that's why I'm like, if anybody in the community has any feedback to do with the WOKU Weekly, like, tell us. It is a community thing. So, like, if you think there needs to be more, like, degeneracy in it or, like, whatever, like, tell us. Like, we will work on it. Like, I think McDonald Duck is back now as far as, like, being able to work on art pieces and stuff. So there's probably going to be a lot more, like, stickers in the pages now. Like Moisturized Moki was kind of one of his first creations. Obviously didn't make the cut, but the solution is there, it's flowing again. So we'll definitely like add more things over time. But yeah, if any feedback at all, just literally tell us. We just want to keep making it better.
Nice. Well, that concludes the WOKU Weekly for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said, there is the giveaway happening for the Spirit Guardian. So if you want to be on next week's issue, get your submissions across. Cammy, where can they submit? I'm sure at the moment there's multiple ways in which, but optimum way.
The most optimum way probably is to use you can use @WOKU Weekly in chat. I'm pretty sure if you do @WOKU Weekly, it will tag us. I think Sean has it that we can all tag WOKU Weekly. Using the tag. So if you do that and then you put your piece in there or whatever, it'll catch someone's attention from the team, and then we can like talk about it privately, or if you want to do whatever, just like do it that way. You can use WOKU Weekly hashtag on Twitter, but probably the best way we're going to see it and directly see it is if in the Discord, because we're active somewhere in the Discord at all times. If I'm in a VC and you have an idea, just join the VC and say, hey, I have an idea for the WOKU Weekly. Like I literally there is no big gatekeeping thing here. Like it's literally like, if you have an idea, come and tell me about it. I'm in Discord most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, this is Moku. Mokis literally have huge balls, so get a pair of fucking balls and get out there, man. This community is ripe for the taking. There's a lot of opportunity. Shout out to Cammy, shout out to the team, everyone that got involved for this week's WOKU Weekly. We're gonna continue to push on the agenda, and hopefully some of you fuckers join and join forces. We'll get stronger together, and we'll see where we can take the medium as a whole. But another good week. Alrighty. Cammy, I know you're gonna be here for this type of conversation and enjoying it too. TMA. Ken, we fucking kept you for 45 minutes. I'm so sorry, my brother, but let's do the damn thing, what we came to do. It's time, man. TMA, for me, like I keep saying it, the most slept on experience in Ronin, in my opinion. But let's get up to date. Where are we at with TMA right now? What something just dropped recently, but kind of from your point of view, where's TMA at right now? And what's been happening recently?
Yeah, no apologies needed. Also, I'm like a sponge, just absorbing like the chat and comments. So I've been just loving this. So this has been great for me. Um, yeah, things are busy. There's just, I think the whole team is feeling good, even though there's been like a lot of great comments have kind of come from the community we're addressing. So we got past some pretty big like bugs and hurdles that never got through when we initially did like a lot of testing. So we're just trying to address a lot of those like more back end related and website issues right now, and just making sure things can try to work as best as they can for everyone, while at the same time we're just gearing up with more like content and things we want to push out for people to start interacting with and getting used to. We have like a new game mode that we're kind of like putting together now to start kind of releasing, and like what that's going to be for everybody. We're doing a lot more work getting, Team A on like additional platforms, because we think like the more platforms we can get on, more players, which is better for everybody. And it also makes like ping better for players. And I know that seems weird, but the way matchmaking works is the more players you get, that means you get more players nearby you, which means you get more local servers, which means you just get faster ping.
Mhm.
So us like working really hard to make sure we can get that out there is a big thing. And I just saw Ghost in. We are working on the friends bug. We are trying. I was just having some discussions today on it, man. We are doing our best to get some of those bugs sorted.
Yeah. But disregarding, the bugs itself, the experience of TMA as over the last few weeks, the play to airdrop has really, that's advanced the experience so far forwards. Before it was a player liquidity issue, I feel like that's eradicated at the moment. Especially if you've got like a few friends, you hop in there, you are not short of being able to queue and get matches, even down to the point where I think us in Moki's corner, when we have teams of 4, it's like a minute queue, max 3 minutes queue a lot of the time. To hear about the ping update is huge. It's massive,
It's
bro. Because
only getting
yeah,
better for sure. And I think the big thing to say also is the game is still in beta. We're at our point 9 version of the game. So this actually isn't our actual full release of the game. So
yeah,
I don't want to say like, hey, bugs should be expected, but they are still kind of expected. Like this isn't actually the release of TMA as a full release. So there is going to be hiccups. We're happy overall that like the game itself is quite stable. Like you're not just like crashing mid game all the time and things
yeah.
going out. And like you said, we worked really hard to make sure those things are polished. And a lot of the stuff we need to keep like improving on, that we're focusing on, is all the things kind of like around it. But yeah, like we're still in beta, and so we have a long ways to go still, and things that we want to put in.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things that I love about the TMA P2A right now, the website, the quests on here, the different pages where we've got things like team and your ability to see your own progression, they really add to the experience. P2A was like originally, like I do want to give a backstory, because there's so much history on TMA in the Ronin space, right? Like you guys were the first partner announcements in that collective group that first came last year, 2023, early on. I think it was maybe Q2, maybe Q1, or the overlap between the two. And it was like in that time, we had like a craze, right? There were like certain Ronin gamers who were in there religiously. We were doing tournaments. Like the game experience has been good from the get-go, and still to be in like a beta position right now and see it perform as well as it does is like seriously commendable. And the fact that we've got over the initial issue where it was just so difficult to maintain players within the game and consistently competing in ranked and those types of things. I'm so fucking happy about it. For the longest time, I've said as an actual game experience in this industry of Web3, it is head and shoulders above a lot of things. So to see it finally, getting the player base that it deserves, it's what I wanted to see for you guys. I wanted to know from like your perspective, like how much has it improved, and like what's your thoughts? What do you think it's directly tied to, and how do you plan to kind of maintain that as we continue throughout the year?
So that's like obviously like the hardest question in gaming
Uh-huh.
of just like how do you keep like growing? And for us, like we definitely have like unique challenges that I think a lot of other like just these current Web3 games don't have. And like the Web3 space is growing every day. I think we're all in it. We see it like it is growing like every single day. But is it where we need to be that like games have enough users for just being sufficient for long term? I'm not
Mhm.
100% sure we're there yet with our like overall Web3 gaming like community size. Because you got to think like games go, people get in, maybe you want to play another game for a bit, vacations come up, whatever goes on in your life, those cycles go up and down just like
Yeah.
market stuff, right? So you always need to be getting more and more users just because you have people taking a break or whatever. So in the current Web3 space is like you don't have that like long-term view in terms of like by like month 12, you're not necessarily grabbing like a new chunk of brand new, never existing users. So I think for us, we are focusing first like on the Web3 community. That's why we're doing airdrops, which we're doing like 70 million tokens for this airdrop. It's not small, and we're focusing on that. But we know that like once these players come in, they want to be playing against people, they want to be blowing people up, they want to be having fun, and that's where we think like you know TMA is kind of unique in terms of, like you said, it feels like a really polished game, and we've worked really hard to make it feel like at least is today in a beta. So we do want to get on other platforms, and now we're starting to get, we're looking to make sure it's on the Google Play. The mobile build needs a lot of love and care just to make that a better experience. Getting back on Steam, just getting back on other platforms, even to like console, and then having that cross-platform. So no matter where you're coming, you can play, interact, and then people have people to play against, and the rewards are there for you too. So I think we're always trying to think as long term as we can. Like, how do you actually make a sustainable game, not just like, hey, how do I make a game that does well in a good market? And I think that's the way we're trying to at least approach it right now. And there's definitely things we need to do like better. And I know like our community is so good at like calling us out like on the spot. And we do our best to obviously address it. And obviously you guys are builders too. And so you and if you don't address it tomorrow, they think you're just not going to do it. But it's
Uh-huh.
totally on our radar, and we work pretty hard. We have a master list internally of just like community comments of like, okay, what can we get done this week with our team, with other things we got to get done.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot of moving plates, but we're trying to think long term to make sure we have a game that people can play for years, and not play for 8-10 months kind of thing.
Yeah, that's huge to hear about as well. The like the response, and the kind of awareness for that it is there for sure. And I've personally noticed how much your communication from you guys to the community has improved, especially during this P2A period. So yeah, these are all things that I think within this industry and specifically in Web3 are very valued, and they're a necessity ultimately, to be able to stay in the loop with your community, and to keep them informed on everything that you guys are doing too is really, really, it's almost it's almost like a requirement, like it needs to happen. If you don't communicate with the community, I feel like projects are quite easily um, moved to the disinterested side of the brain for many people. So definitely seen an improvement there, and it's been doing some good things. I think we do have a post right now out on socials from Sean's account. If you see it, go boost it, go repost it. But what I see here is there's potentially some VIP passes going around today. So if you are in attendance, hey, listen, there could be some stuff here for you. I'm seeing some questions kind of fire in. We'll start listing them up. Logic, if we can collect some of those, and then we'll ask them after we get through a few of these agendas that we have today. But I think that's where we'll start talking about VIP passes. There's many ways that you can get involved in the P2A. And of course, we're collecting these points. As you can see, I have on the screen share right now that I'm sharing. The Play to Airdrop is obviously a collection of these points. You're getting them through playing the game. You're also getting them through a VIP pass. But I'll pass the puck over to you, Ken, and ask the question of what actually is a VIP pass, and how can we get our hands on those?
So VIP has like a few different like entry points it does for it getting TMA. The most like important thing is like that's like the initial layer that gives your points to be eligible to become tokens. And there's a lot of reasons why we initially set that up. A lot of it is like bot combating, and there is like a price to get into it. But I think the important thing to note there too is 100% of all the ROM that's kind of coming in from VIP, we're putting that 100% back into community tournaments. So we do kind of have some of these kind of gated steps for people to kind of get into it, and there's some other benefits for it, but 100% of actually it's all kind of going back to like some fun tournaments that we're kind of working on the details like right now of like how the teams and which teams and how many can kind of like qualify for this, and then it'll be up to those teams most likely for sending their best kind of thing to represent them.
Yeah, that's the important part right
on
now.
some of those details, but the VIP system itself is sort of like a little bit of our way to sort of combat that. And we still have bots coming in. I think there people have seen that have been playing that some like AFK bots have come in. We are collecting all those names, and there's going to be a hammer kind of coming through to a lot of those where those points are being kind of removed. So we're going to have another announcement coming out soon, and we're going to do a massive ban hammer on everyone who's been sort of going against FAQ and doing that. But the VIP has worked in generally to kind of combat a lot of those kind of bad actors.
Yeah. There's I actually saw one of the kind of AFK bot users, I suppose, in action, and I think it was almost it was probably 24 hours later. There was the idle change where you guys brought in like if the players aren't leaving the spawn zone, even if they're moving and doing things, it kind of counters that. So yeah, you guys have been hot on the bot combating, and VIP is one of those layers where will someone go and spend 4 times the amount for a VIP just to put their bots into the game. It kind of gives that wall. But to hear that the revenue from the purchasing of VIP is going into tournaments factor essentially back into the hands of the community, it's a good thing, good signs. It's really important actually. The P2A right now, it's the testing grounds, right? Like if you're playing ranked right now, the real grinders who are playing P2A every single day and getting their points, stacking their points in, they are in there. So you're going to get some real competitive games. We've had some real sweat sessions over the last 2 weeks in ranked and even sometimes in quick play. But forming your teams right now, I think is really important. Experiencing playing with other players, experiencing playing in teams of 4, the communication that's needed for like high level TMA gaming is actually where the fun element for me really sits. Like, yeah, it's a fucking great experience. It's a lot of fun to go in there and troll with your character, perform well. I've been having so much fun pressing F and putting the thumbs down in the middle of like a gun battle in the middle of the map and things like that. So that stuff's like fun, but really the fun for me is when the game is super contested. It makes me really see the vision for competitive aspects of TMA. and you know how that can be one of the big drivers for participation and the need to continually, and the stickiness of a gamer to stay kind of at the top of their game and the top of the competition. We're seeing, you know, guilds come along. Shout out to Sora. Those guys are top of the teams list right now. And if you come up against a Sora player in the leaderboards or in a ranked match or anywhere you go in TMA, you do know that you are in for a pretty difficult game. So those things are starting to take shape. I think that's part of like a culture for games when you start recognizing names within those game lobbies. Flashback to, you know, we had a conversation all the way in GDC, which unfortunately our dumbasses rugged. It was me. I'll take the blame. But like we spoke about those early experiences of, you know, online gaming, you know, forming teams, joining clans, putting the clan in your name, and then being it, like going into lobbies. And if you came across like a certain clan you knew, you were like, oh shit, you know, it would fire that recognition off in your mind, and you knew that you were up for some good competition. We're starting to see that in TMA. I've experienced it myself, and you know, you check the tab button when you get into a game, and you can see who's on the other team, and you know you got to bring your A game if you see some Suras, and there are some really good players, a lot of LATAM community. So shout out to those guys. But if you can see right on the screen, we are here, bro. We're in the building. I said last week when we looked at this team leaderboard, I think we were like 16th, 15th, or maybe 17th. I was like that. We can make that top 10. Now, if you have not been participating in the play to airdrop for the Machines Arena, now is your fucking time. This is the call to action. You're gonna want to jump in. And if you jump in, you're going to want to join a team, right? Because every time that you play, every time that you're earning points, you're contributing towards the team. And of course, you can see we are here. We are ready. You can see the list of some of the people that are here. We have made some new signings. Oh my God, I feel like we're a professional MLB team or something right now. We've made some signings. We made some trades. We have the man himself, Berlin, over here in the Moki team right now. I'm sure he's given us a huge boost. This is why we're closer to the top 10. But yeah, shout out to you guys who are collecting points here. You can see some of our top performers. But this is a really cool feature to, you know, kind of gather people, collect people. And my question would just be to everybody that is here in the Moku or the WOKU team, right? Where are you guys gaming if it's not Moki's Corner? If you are playing and you're in the Moki team, I implore you, please come through and play in the voice channels and gather as many people as you can. Like I said, we're gonna get to esports essentially. TMA, I guarantee it, bro. I can see it. So we're gonna need to start seeing who are those best players, man. We need to make a collective.
Actually, a question for Kent is it possible to have this leaderboard or like thing in order of who has the most points for the team?
Yes. Not probably on the live version, but we can definitely look to get like that feature in there.
Yeah, like it's just for like the team itself. You want to see like who has the most for like WOKU or whatever like that. It would be like just a nice little quality of life thing, I think.
Taking notes.
Yeah, good
Taking
point. I
notes
was gonna
here.
say the notepad.
I'm sure that's easy. Yeah, I'm sure that could be done fairly easily. It's just the ordering based on highest amount of points contributed. But that's actually a good idea because people can create their own community things too. Like, oh, if you're top 5 in our team or anything like that, they could do like incentivization in their own
like Dusty Gotchas or something, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes sense.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, let's see what happens. But that's great suggestion, Cammy. That makes sense. It fires off that like competitive edge as well, like within your own team. Like you want to be high performing. You can see kind of where you are, and then also if you want to go ask someone, oh, I'm playing. I've got 3 hours to play. You could see like all of your top players, shoot them a DM or. And kind of get in touch in that regard. I think it probably incentivize some social interaction.
You put a leaderboard in front of somebody, people are going to wanna be on top of it. Like that's just how it is. Like you put a leaderboard in front of me, I want to be top 10. I want to be top 5. Like it doesn't matter if it's for the team or solo or for the whole event. Like I want to be on the leaderboard. So
yeah. Facts.
The one thing I do want to ask though, I don't know if it got asked before or if there's plans on it. I like things on the Mavis Hub Right. I think it's just like super easy for me to just like load up, yo, there's all the Ronin games. I just load up Mavis Hub. What are we thinking, Kent? When WEN Mavis Hub?
It is right. We want to be there. Right now, it's not on us. So we've been
Okay.
working with like Sky Mavis to get TMA on there. There's some stuff that still needs to be supported on the Mavis Hub that's not there. And I know they're working on it and I know they're taking it serious, but we're kind of like waiting for that. So TMA is a pretty big game. You know, we have a
Yeah.
pretty high resolution for the type of game it is. There's a lot of maps, a lot of characters. So if you sort of got TMA right now, where you say you didn't get from EGS, you got it from like our own launcher. The reason why we have that is so when we update the game and we're in beta, so we're doing updates like every 2 weeks, like changes and balancing and code being pushed out. So that's letting you get all those updates. Right now, the Mavis Hub doesn't support patching. So if we were pushing a lot of updates, you would be downloading 3 or 4 gigs fresh every time we push an update. So you logging in like, oh, I want to play today. Oh, I got to download. I got to uninstall it and re-download like a 3 or 4 gigs. Where the live version already would have been out on EGS, everything else. So we kind of collectively made the decision like, as a quality of life feature, that's not a good experience for telling users on there as a thing, and they wanted their own solution to make that kind of clean and easy and something they kind of build. So we're kind of waiting for that to be kind of ready, and then we're gonna be there. But we wanted it there the day that we actually went open beta, and so we've just been kind of like on the sideline, just kind of waiting for that. But I know they're working on it, and I know they're taking it really serious, and we've had a lot of communication with that. But again, like if I had to make that same choice right now, even though I want to be there and people asking, I think if we had people re-downloading 3 or 4 gigs, we would probably be having a talk right now how much people hate that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Instead
That
of like
makes a
not being
lot
there.
of
Yeah,
sense.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I don't want to be
Yeah,
patching
so
for
it's just a
yeah.
quality of life thing, but like for us, there's nothing holding us back. Why we couldn't? It's just that feature is not there yet. So we are looking to push on as many other platforms as we can. In the moment that the Mavis Hub has it as like a feature, like it supports like patching and updating like that, then we're there that moment.
I feel
Cool.
like Steam is
Nice.
going to be huge. Like if you guys go back on Steam, play Steam game with the quality that it is going to be like
Yeah,
massive for people just jumping on. Like especially just
we're
my Web 2
literally we're
friends.
literally testing builds on it internally
I'm
today.
so excited for that because it's just I feel like the DAU is going to get supercharged once like it goes back on Steam or like on Steam or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting to hear.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, talking about like the onboarding and the retention of gamers and like the discovering of new community members, people that want to come in and play this game, experience it being on Epic. I feel like in the initial stages of Web3, like earlier on, like maybe 3 years ago, like being on these types of platforms was like it's a huge bonus. I mean, it's great for accessibility and for people to kind of use a trusted platform to gain access to the game. It's way better than you guys just having a .exe, and like it gives people the confidence to kind of jump into it, and it makes it feel professional, right? It makes it feel like a real game. The more platforms we can get it on, the better. Of course, Steam would be fucking amazing. It'd be huge. You'd probably get a lot of new users, experimental users as well. And I know you guys have some cool and interesting stuff in mind for the Steam initiation. I don't know if you want to talk about that. You can just say no if so. I remember from our conversation back at GDC, like through the utility of like histrionics of gamers and things like that. I don't know. You want to touch on that, or are we gonna skip to Malou on that
Sorry,
one?
I lost. My fault. My audio stopped for like 5 seconds. So if you want to
Yeah, I
repeat,
was saying
reverse the clock.
the more platforms, the better. I know we spoke about
Yeah.
some cool things to do with Steam and histrionics of gamers. if we do get that on the Steam platform. I don't know if that's still on the
So
agenda with that.
we are still having that on our agenda. Um, we've kind of put it on the side right now just because there was all those like day one stuff we had to fix, and
Yeah.
obviously we prioritized things working correctly before saying here's more things you can do.
Yeah.
So actually, if it is sort of mentioned on the FAQ, but we haven't really publicly and come out with it yet, like, hey, it's working. And I think if we can kind of get over the hump of some of the other stuff we want to fix and get out, which are just good features for the product, we're still gonna announce that and have that kind of come in while the P-Day is still going. And I know there's like a lot of mystery stuff here, but we are kind of looking at some really kind of fun ways where players who just played other type of games on any kind of platform get kind of rewarded for just being a gamer, which I think doesn't happen enough, and it's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of announcers, is it
Yeah.
possible, Kent, that when you're playing games, that you guys will have an announcer shouting out like double kill or triple kill when people are like
Yes.
popping off? Bro,
Yeah,
like the games
we-
are so intense. If that's there, like I'll bust. If somebody drops a quad or something like that and everyone's freaking out,
all-
dude,
all
like
in real
an
time of it.
announcer would be insane.
Yeah. We were
Yeah,
speaking about this
it's
the other
cool.
day. Yeah, it'd be fucking
It,
awesome.
it actually is like on our radar. A lot of the
Oh,
stuff
sick.
is just we're still a small team, guys. We're not we're not. It's on our list of like these are the fun things.
That's
we
all I
want
need to hear. That's all I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
hear, bro. That's awesome.
Dope. Yeah. We were talking about it the other day and how, like, yes, you get the kill feed in the top right corner, but just the factor of sometimes you like have to check it, and if you don't check it, you miss stuff. And even
Yeah.
for like rotational things, sometimes you need to kind of like know what's happening. If you're hearing that with an announcer, then it's definitely going to add to the experience. But yeah, Directive Games. You say a small team. Like how big actually is the team? Like, to give people some context to get to know Directive Games, the studio, a little bit more. Like, what are we looking at here in terms of like team size and what you guys are capable of?
So it varies, obviously, just like any product. You have people who kind of come on for different things, or they have more like transient roles in the company where they wear multiple hats and move on. But depending on like our milestones and what we need to deliver or just things coming up, we vary anywhere from like 14 dedicated, like all the way up to like 25, even sometimes a little bit higher, depending on just like things going on. And obviously we scaled up a little bit more just for the PDA, just trying to make sure we have more overlap and like engineers helping out on just issues coming up, and just so we can be more reactive. But yeah, we're not a massive team or anything like that, and we're definitely distributed like all over to like everyone is today.
Yeah. So hey, there's you guys are based. I swear a lot of the studio is in Iceland, right?
Yes. Yeah. The majority of our team's in Iceland. So that's also the fun part when like we get a lot of comments and things. We're like, hey, just wait a couple hours, guys. They're still sleeping. Like give them a little bit more time and they're gonna be here.
Right. Yeah. Well, bro, in my opinion, the most competitive game on Ronin, well put together game as well. Graphics are fucking amazing. The characters, they are designed so well. The way that the game plays is so fucking good. Esports has to happen, in my opinion. This is a game that is ripe and fucking. It's yearning for esports, even down to the points of like last year. Remember, you guys were at an what you call it, a conference or an expo. And you
Community gaming one?
I think so. Yeah, I believe it was. And you guys were showing the augmented reality,
Yeah.
spectating mode, and those types of things. This game is so ripe for esports. I guess my question to you is, like, how severe is that focus for esports, and kind of, what does that look
So
like? Is there a roadmap for
I,
that?
I think what we talked about a long time ago, I've been like, I play competitive games. I'm a gamer for sure.
Mhm.
And I told you like I used to play professional Brood War. Like I used to play StarCraft professionally. So I've really seen like esports kind of grow and become a thing. And we I want that to happen, but I don't want it to be something that we like force and we just like push out and you make it. I think like esports is like more exciting when it's like organic and you know the players you play with. And I think you were kind of saying it naturally yourself when you're just like, oh, when I saw Sura, I was like, oh, this is going to be a sweaty game. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what esports should be, right? Not like if you just force it too quickly, there's people that nobody even knows who they are, so you don't care. So I think that's kind of where we want to take the teams today. So the teams version that everybody's seeing in the PDA is not really where this feature is going to go. This is sort of like the 0.5 version of it. And it's very like Web 2 on a website right now, and you just make a thing with the code. But really where like teams is gonna go, like after TGE, is we want like teams to be like an on-chain thing that you create and then you own, and then teams themselves have to be leveled up to get more players into it. And then these teams themselves are able then to compete on like different leaderboards, and we are going to have like a treasury that just supports teams and doing cool and fun things to make that kind of fun through these season events. But we want teams to have this
Yeah.
feeling
No,
where
that makes
like you want to try out for a team or you feel scared when you see one. It's a sweaty moment. Like we want that. And you want to be like, oh, I really want to get into this like, WOKU team. So I'm going to go here and like hang out with them and like make it a community. And that's kind of where like clans used to be. If we remember like gaming before esports was into it, like clans were the communities. And I think that's where we do want to like migrate to it and take this like post TG.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too. When you like speak about clans, right? Like back in my Xbox Halo days, it was like I remember when FaZe was starting out. Right now, they're kind of
Yeah.
like this big org. FaZe Clan. It's all about that. It's all about the community starting up esports themselves because they enjoy the game so much and they
Yeah.
just want to get good and face versus, really good players. So that makes a lot of sense. I really like that fact that you're kind of leaning more towards the community starting that up rather than the team starting up themselves. So I guess this is like the call to action for the community. Like if you guys are trying to get sweaty, you kind of gotta start it up. Like sometimes a little trash talk is
Mm-hmm.
healthy. Like sometimes you just gotta DM people, call
It's a
people up, be
culture
like,
thing,
"Yo,
man. Yeah.
you're fucking shit. I'm trying to shit on you. Like what's
Yep.
good?" Like that type of shit really makes esports fun. And sometimes I do watch like old YouTube videos of like Halo or Smash and people just talking shit across the room in a LAN tournament, and I think that creates like one of the best, or yeah, one of the best competitive environments for sure. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah. The natural,
think
yeah,
when
the
you
natural progression.
and I think when you do that, like esports just naturally comes from that, right? And I
Yeah.
think when you have like communities and then teams, then that's how it started originally, right? That's when sponsors came in because they're like, oh, there's a community and people play and people care about the people in that team and want to watch them and learn from them or compete against them. So I think that's the approach we want instead of like just trying to like splash cash, hire some professional esport teams and say, hey, just come play when nobody's actually caring about the players.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we just
I'm a
want to
big fan.
focus back on the people playing and let that happen after.
Yeah. So call to action. Start trash talking, guys. You
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
people start putting it out on Twitter or on whatever format you want to do it.
Some people don't
And,
need
and
the call to
get the
action,
heat up.
but
Yeah, that's true.
I'd definitely like to see it myself. I'm one. I'll be calling you guys out, bro. You lot are fucking trash. We get a team of 4 together. I don't think we're fucking losing. The best of the Mokies in here, we ain't losing, bro. So let's see what goes. I mean, Sora, yeah, they're very fucking good. Shout out to Muke, came and played with us for a few hours the other week. It was some of the best games we played. Ryan as well, Active Faction, be streaming a lot. He's been,
We were like in a closed alpha.
yeah.
And we didn't have anything except just like some games to play, and there was no NFTs, like there was no skins, there was nothing. And he was in there playing and destroying people even then.
Wow. All right, I'm too focused on playing. But listen, yo, TMA We got a little something going on, a little romance happening here with Moku. I wanted to ask you, Ken, like community collaboration. Of course, it's important in this space for sure. With TMA, like how do you guys plan to collaborate with communities and specifically the TMA Moku partnership? Like what have we got in store for these lovely ladies and gentlemen that are keeping their eyes on the Moku platform?
So we have the Moki feelings right now, which give a pretty big chunk of points right now, but I think we definitely want to do more. And I think we're now able to sort of start like really digging in with a lot of communities and kind of doing these collaborations. And so we have some more that we're kind of planning. We just announced the one with Wild Forest. We're going to
Yes.
keep doing kind of more by starting doing like assets kind of coming in and collaboration. And I think as we sort of get over that and just make sure that pipeline feels good, I think we can start like ramping that up and having more like interesting things that maybe you start seeing it in the level. That could be sort of like takeovers like we do too, maybe like the main menu screen, other things kind of come over for a project. So I think we want to definitely do more for sure. And I think a lot of it's just kind of really gearing up on our end.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. So the Wild Forest collaboration, actually, I can pull it up right here. It's actually supporting holders of assets in different ecosystems, right? Which is something that we've seen across Ronin, works really well. But here's the announcement. So if you didn't know, VIP usually needs to be purchased and is required for TMA's P2A and leaderboard. However, it's free for all our Lord holders. So if you're a Lord holder, you'll be able to get free VIP. Each TMA match gives 8 to 10 points. So 2,000 points is a great head start. You're going to get 2,000 points for being a Lord holder. So the way that you do this, Kent, the process here, you have to submit, right? You have to submit your details.
Yeah, we just need to get your player ID. So you do make an account and then your player ID or like the wallet it's with, and then we turn that on for you.
Cool. And the
Nice.
submissions are in the Discord.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it here live so you guys can get a visual example on how to do this. Right, you go over to TMA's Discord right here. Where would we find you? Submission. I guess if I go to announcements, it might be here. Where would I go?
So
Giveaways? No.
this one for the Wild Forest ones, it's specifically for them. That one you'll get like in the Wild Forest Discord that you'll
Oh,
have
it's not
access to
okay.
in their Lord Holder channel. So for this one, you'll have to go into their Discord and there'll be a channel
Yeah.
just for you if you're one of those holders.
Nice. And
Okay.
speaking of collaborations, right?
Yeah.
Something happened in our very own Discord right now, or not our Discord, but our platform here in Moku. So there is a TMA X Moku collab takeover, and I'm pretty excited about that. Right? It's like TMA is taking over the Moku HQ platform,
Yep.
so we'll be seeing quests, we'll be seeing things to do for the community, and I'm pretty excited about that. I kind of want to get your thoughts on that and what you're thinking and feeling about it.
Yeah, this was something that we've been at least talking behind the scenes quite a bit to get up and running and get this working because yeah, you guys have literally one of the most like amazing communities in Web3, if not the most amazing. And what's I think is really special kind of about this community isn't really just like how well everybody connects with each other and the atmosphere and just the DJing conversations that kind of occur here is that you guys are gamers and you're kind of united and you want to sort of win together too. And we really sort of wanted to give a chance to sort of like put something back into this community too, but also have a way where it's about playing the game. and like having fun, and here's some kind of quest that people can do. And yeah, this has been, I think, a long time in the making, like I said, but it's definitely not the last thing that we want to do with this community, and we want to keep kind of growing and, you know, build with you guys. I think that's the way we see it in our end too.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been loving it here over the last few weeks. We really turned on the jets with the P2A and introducing people to the game and giving them a reason to start playing, events, those types of things too. And now, of course, on the Moku platform, there'll be some quests for you guys to get and dive into. And then on top of that, of course, you're going to be contributing towards your own P2A status. So it's a no-brainer at this point. It's a no-brainer if you haven't got into the machine arenas yet. You got to. Yeah, it's now is the time. But yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. One of the things I wanted to talk about and just ask you personally, Ken, I know we're actually gonna have a Moki Mates episode. We're gonna record this week, so looking forward to that. We'll find out more about Ken, so you guys can get to know him a little bit better. So I'll hold those ones for our Moki Mates episode. But I wanted to talk about the world, the world building in the machines arena. It's actually, there's a lot of in-depth ideology or just lore in general. I'm just inquisitive. How do you personally see like the lore aspect of TMA kind of taking shape and maybe presenting itself within the project? We look at things on Ronin, for example, like Kydro, and now we have things like the Forgotten Runeverse. Cyberkongs through Genkai are beginning like lore creation, decentralized lore creation, those types of avenues. Is there like a plan for that lore aspect? For me personally, I just believe lore is a huge passion attachment. Again, adding to like stickiness. Are there desires for that to kind of elaborate on it and build out the world of TMA further, and if so, through kind of what mediums or experiences are you guys thinking about over at Directive Games?
Yeah, absolutely. So the machines like arena is built off an IP that we've created before. There's actually a whole comic book series on Dark Horse Comics that came out
Mm-hmm.
quite a while ago, and it's like we created it. We worked with an amazing kind of writer, and we kind of put that out. And it actually takes place in the future. It takes place quite a long time past the current time we have in the machines arena, and it's post-apocalyptic. The world is completely destroyed, and Day is there, and there's some of the characters are there in different forms, because obviously the world has changed from what you see there, and everybody's machines future, is put it that way.
Yeah.
And when we started the machines arena, we wanted a lot more sort of flexibility with like either level design or characters we create or lore, that just placing it right in that timeline limits us to. So we've kind of like pulled back the clock before the apocalypse kind of happens. And it doesn't really necessarily say like how it happens and who caused everything, but part of this is like the characters and the people you put into it is that sort of like build up in that world. So what we're actually doing, and we are kind of working on like a more expanded version of like the current kind of lore and like where that's happening, everything taking place. But all the maps that you're seeing and will be coming are taking place, and they're connected to certain characters for certain places in the world, and that stuff is all kind of coming in. So you're definitely going to be getting more and more lore, not even just about the characters, but also about like the maps and the location and why these locations are important and what's going on. So yeah, we have a lot to build on, and a pretty expansive world we've already been building. So every character here has a purpose.
Nice. Yeah. Exciting. I was talking about it the other day with a few guys in Moki's Corner. Like, I actually can't wait for, and it would just be so inviting for, like some deeper lore connection with the Machines Arena, even if it was not necessarily game relative. Like in my mind, I don't know, again, this is like fucking wildest dreams type of thing, but in my mind, I'm like, I would 100% play like a top-down adventure mode that like elaborates on the lore, gives you more detail and story. It could be the build up to how, for example, Bravo Zulu becomes Bravo Zulu, and like you can play the timeline of yeah.
The image I just dropped in the chat. That's
Oh
your
wait,
boy Zulu in the
what?
future.
Wait, what? Oh shit. Oh, he's tall as fuck. Okay. Bro, this is what I'm saying, but there's so much under the surface. Oh, bro, it's gonna be a good future. Yeah, but really bullish on the IP in general, and of course the game experience for at the moment for me is like the most slept on. But I'm glad it's starting to see users. It's starting to be get that exposure. And I'm glad the P2A is going well at the moment. I mean, well, I guess that could be a question though. Like in your opinion, how has things gone for the P2A, bro? Like, what's your feedback on how things have gone since P2A was initiated?
So I think we always have extremely high expectations like on ourselves for this project. It's something we all care about. So I think we're happy people are enjoying the game for sure, and the game is kind of fun and things are in there. Obviously, we like I said, we've been busting our ass on just like bugs and other issues, just making sure the quality of life is as best as we can. And people who are playing and they're earning points and they want this points to mean something later, we want to make sure that happens. So yeah, I think we're like enthusiastic, morale's high, and we're happy, but we also know that this creates a huge amount of more work we need to do, which we're happy to kind of take on. And, we have high expectations, but we know our community has even like higher expectations. So we're doing what we can. And there's been a lot of like good, like, you know, feedback we've got. And I think, I think the most common thing that we see is like TMA isn't like Web3 enough. And I guess like, that's like subjective, I guess, to like what you're kind of comparing it to and like where you see it. And I don't disagree at all. People have that view and that's what they want. And I think we are doing what we think is good for the product in the future. Because I think, like I said before, I think maybe we get short-sighted where we think, hey, we want a game to make sure it's long term. We want a game where people playing years from now. And I think we all have seen, Dota, League of Legend, RTS games, you have a 5, 10, 15, 20-year shelf life on these kind of games that have these kind of competitive elements into it that keep kind of growing and building. And that's where we do want to be. And there's a reason why we're making the kind of game we are trying to be on these platforms for it. So I think we're trying to take the responsible action to make sure there's a product there. But I feel like we are going to do more and more still, that where we think, we take that feedback quite serious. When people say, hey, like this should be a little bit better, then we do take that in. Obviously we're not going to have a 24-hour turnaround, but we are planning a lot. And I think we take it pretty personal that we do want to reward community and people involved. And we appreciate every hour every second people play this game, and we want them to keep playing. And we want to create an atmosphere or a product that they want to be in. So we're working hard. We're gonna always keep doing better. I think that's maybe the final message of it.
Yeah. Awesome. Perfect. Well, listen, Kent, I'm so glad that you came through and were able to talk with us today. We're gonna continue the conversation. Stick around. But again, just a call to action. If you haven't tried TMA right now, what the fuck are you doing? If you're in there and deep in the mix right now, continue to be. More things are coming. Of course, the P2A, it's still got some legs on it, right? When do we conclude the
So
P2A?
ours, we gave quite a long time for it, but that doesn't necessarily. We never really planned that to be necessarily like it has to run that long. So I think we're gonna make some adjustments on our side too with some of the milestone goals to make it just easier. That's also part of balancing that we have to do on our side too. But the idea behind it was we gave people a big chunk of time and then we sort of set out different kind of milestone rewards, and then have those goals get hit. If they all get kind of complete, the P-Day just ends. So I think we want to like rebalance on our end, because we're seeing some are maybe a little bit more difficult than we first thought. But the whole intention we have for it is to give out the maximum rewards. Like that is a goal that we want. Like
Yeah.
that's why we set it in place, is to give it out. So I think we want to do a balancing of that to make sure that this is all achievable and community gets like max rewards that kind of goes out.
Yeah, we didn't do much token talk, although we have been talking in reference in the P2A for the majority of the conversation. Um, if you haven't already gathered, even from things like the VIP revenue going back towards community tournaments, those types of things, like you guys have community distribution as a priority. This play to airdrop is a huge like example of that. I think the distribution that is going back is not and not overly recognized, right? If people really understood how much was being contributed to the P2A right now, um, it would probably supercharge another spike in activity. It's very difficult, being able to discuss these types of things, and it's hard to kind of elaborate or get the numbers out, and you'll get your min maxers, the mathematicians who will be out there saying like, oh, if I do XYZ, it's gonna be worth it for me, type of thing. And the fact that you've held on those things, again, shines light on what's actually valuable to you guys, which is that people go in and they actually enjoy the game experience, and that's the priority, rather than it's not like a farming ground, right? Like people are just coming to farm the token, etc. I do want to ask, and again, if anyone here on the stage, Cami, Logic, if you guys have questions on this too, Finn, I know we haven't said hello yet, but hello, sir. If you have any questions about TMA's token and things like that, then please be my guest. But at this moment in time, like for me, I'm inquisitive about how will TMA token, be used within the current ecosystem, or are there things that we can expect for usage of the token in the future?
So we have quite a few things, and we mentioned it kind of, not super detailed on the website, but it is there for at least some of it. So I think what we do want to look at is we definitely want the token flowing into, like, say, Death Run and other sort of game modes that we have, and expanding on seasonal events and upgrades and things that you do. So like it's not just like a roguelite you run once, people will get better throughout a season. So you also need to be playing and getting better. So your day one score probably wasn't going to be the best score on day seven, kind of thing. But I think what we do want to look at is, what is interesting for players, and like where are they gonna maybe spend a lot of their time if they're coming in on the competitive side too. And we have like an idea or something that we're kind of building, and it still needs like some testing and work. So, you know, don't take me for everything I say. Nobody quote me here and call me out 2 months later, because like we are making some design changes, but we are kind of thinking of like a new kind of game mode that's kind of like more calling it like Ultimate League.
Yeah.
So think about it now, like if you were playing TMA in ranked mode, but over the course of like a season, which could be like a couple months, you're actually doing hero progression. And has your play, if you just like, I'm a Nightcore player. If I just play Nightcore, I'm earning XP. And then there's actually like upgrades I can be kind of like acquiring and giving to Nightcore. Now, we're balancing this, so it's not just like, oh, hey, this is just like a pay to win path. Like it's involved with gameplay too. Like you have to be playing, you're getting XP, and then you're leveling up these characters, and you're changing stats or even some abilities a little bit. Like you're enhancing that character throughout a season. So as then you're playing and you're getting into that like Diamond League and the top leagues, everyone's going to be these like Olympics on steroids, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's geared up, they've really played, they've maxed out these characters. Um, and that gives us a lot of ability that, you know, through a season that can reset or change with balancing and stuff like that. But it makes, you know, as you play, people will get better and more interesting. And then we also definitely have plans of, you know, having more characters, just
Yeah.
kind of throwing more characters into the
Ooh.
pool and making that interesting.
Lee,
So
yo,
I did
okay.
see, yeah, and I also did see a comment. I can't remember who, so forgive me, whoever hears this, but someone was asking about like loot boxes or things like that. And I don't think we really want to go into like what you see as like the loot box path that we're probably all familiar with in free to play, but there is some things about there that we probably will go in a direction like that. So I think what we're playing with right now is this idea that, you know, loot boxes will never be sold. We're never going to sell them. They can only be found by playing, and they're purely found by playing.
Is it
And
kind of
they're
like CS:GO? You know the way they used to have the boxes at the end of a match, you might get one? Like, it was
yes,
just random?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of what we're looking at
I
on
like
our
it too.
direction.
Drops. Yeah, the drops is fire.
And but the difference with us too is there is a finite amount of boxes that can exist.
Cool.
So if it's like a Halloween event or we're doing things with like WOKU for you guys, we're gonna say, hey, there's only 500 of these loot boxes that can ever be found. But the interesting thing is too, you need a matching key to open it, and there's a finite amount of keys. So every key matched a box. And I think, like I said, we're not looking to sell these, but we're going to allow players do peer-to-peer trading between it. And in those crates, you know, you could have skins, there could be familiars, there could be crafting material that lets you actually craft skins yourself. So there's different things that we're sort of looking at, but we think that lets people kind of like be rewarded by playing, and it lets them sort of interact with the market, and that value kind of goes back to them.
Wow. Well, if you stuck around, mate, you got some serious leaks right here, bro. We had no idea that this is coming, man. New heroes, loot boxes. Yeah, bro. I was gonna say in my mind, I was like, Ken, I don't know if you'll be arrested or it's illegal, but in some way, shape, or form, if there is a game mode that is capable of leveraging the TMA token for wager matches, I
There,
think
we
you
do
would,
have plans
bro, it would
to,
fucking blow
it's
up. I'm so
not
sorry.
built at all, but it is on our roadmap that we do want to allow some kind of form that if I'm going into a match, I bet on myself.
Yeah. Is it like, this isn't even
Well,
a direct question. I don't expect answers here, but like, is it the fact that it is just legalities and regulatory barriers? Because I just feel like any Web3 game that can
yeah,
just leverage an ability to just smart contract certain tokens, the game concludes, the game decides, and then opens the smart contract to the winners. Like, I just don't, like, I'm just waiting for when that becomes a thing. Like, even you talk to people right now, like if you bump into a person who's played, Call of
yeah,
Duty in the past, and you ask them what their favorite Call of Duty is, 9 times out of 10 they'll say something like Black Ops because of the wager matches, the gun games, and that
yeah.
aspect. Even today, right? And I just feel like games aren't like they can't leverage it to a degree because they're Web 2, or we're in Web 3 and there's like something that's restricting the capability for this, because I just think that's like the
It is a
that's
lot
huge
of
incentive.
work to like play the dance with every platform of like what they're okay with, what they're not okay with, like what can we do. So, you know, I know obviously like a lot of us feel like the answer is like, hey, well, screw those platforms. Let's just stick with ourselves. But, you know, I think the beautiful thing about games, and I say that like truly like beautiful thing about games is the ability that it's like a binding thing that connects all of us that we can all enjoy and play. So I don't like the feeling of ever being like walls or dividers of like, oh, we're here and your guys there. So when I hear like some comments like said, hey, you guys aren't like Web3 enough. I was like, well, we're just a game. And yeah, we want Web3 features. We want people to be rewarded. We want people to care about the assets, and we want them to feel a part of our product. But we are a game, and we want to be open to everybody to play, no matter where you're coming from, what platform, how you want to game. We want you to game and people play. So, but we do have to play ball with like platforms and their rules and some changes. And, you have to make those kind of choices where, hey, does this feature just exist either through this community, but not this? Those are choices we're going to have to make. But at the end of the day, we're always going to make a choice that we think brings more users in the game, because ultimately, if there's like a bigger community and people are playing and you're coming in the way you want to come in, I think it's as much as a win you can have for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Well, I
Third
honestly,
party.
looking across Ronin, the Machines Arena is in an amazing spot. Like, it's so good. Like, it's so polished, and like, you guys have been very much a dark horse. Like, I think in a lot of people's eyes, like people maybe faded the project or whatever at the start, but now, like, looking at what you guys have just like, you've stayed consistent. Like, you didn't let any, like, whether there was a high DAU or a low DAU, you were consistently pumping out updates. And I think one of the best thing about your updates is it's not like, oh, it'll be here in 2 weeks, guys. It'll be here in a month or soon, TM. You're like, by the way, there's an update. Go log on, update your game. It's there. Like, that's so good. Like, it's so good, and you should like definitely keep that consistency if possible. Like, you guys have no idea the position you guys are in right now as far as like how strong the game you have. Every beta, there's something better. Every update, there's something better. You're not going backwards with the updates, which is actually a huge thing. So like, just keep it up. Honestly, like, it's such a
Yeah,
good game to play right now.
we have a conviction in ourselves for that. Like, we started building this
Exactly.
in 2019, guys. Like in 2019, 2020, we started building this, and we only ever raised capital for it 8 months ago. That was the first time. We built this because we're making a product we care in, and we're not building a product that has to shut down on the next, bear market. Like,
Yeah.
we're building for long term, and I think that's the most responsible thing we can do for everybody, is not that sad Discord message like, well, the market's bad, guys. We gotta go. I appreciate you.
That's
It's
that's
like,
actually
hey,
something I've praised TMA for, that like,
yeah,
where other projects may be having these giant pumps or whatever with their asset prices and stuff like that, they are not delivering on the gameplay side of things, whereas TMA is tripling down on the gameplay side of things. You have a game, you have something that I want to jump on. Bro, I played TMA for like 4 hours like 2 nights ago, and it was just so much fun. And like, I think the asset side is probably being faded. Like, which is fine, because if people are playing the game, the assets are just bells and whistles on top of that. You can do so much fun
yeah.
stuff with assets later on, but you
Yeah,
have
I
a
think
DAU.
And I think like the big reason, I think like Gil and I talked about this actually quite a bit at GDC, where yeah, we definitely took a much different approach than like other games on the community. And again, it's not really like our way is a better way. It's just, we have, maybe it's a bad habit that we think the way we do, but we're looking at it more like, if we just sort of like always kind of do our own mints and people get access to it either through a free whitelist or a paid or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Sure, that can get you like quite a bit of activations, but we're seeing that even now. But we're thinking like, hey, well, where is that game in 5 years if we keep doing this every six
Yes.
months or 4 months? That we sort of dilute their own space where things just don't have meaning. So we try to look at more an approach where, sure, everything's initially living as like a web 2 layer, but you as a player can decide what you want on the chain. So you're going to see some like assets like obviously churn out because maybe people didn't mint that rare skin, but then 2 years later when no one can access it, that might be in demand. But the
Yeah.
whole point is like letting just the players decide if they think that's worth it or not, and if they want to trade it, that they can. So we really wanted this player driven community, and maybe it's because I'm really influenced by the games that I played and just the things that I see. Like, if you still see like Diablo 2's like forums, there's still people still trading forum gold for Diablo 2 ruins today,
Mhm.
right?
That's
And
awesome.
You know, even on Dota 2 and Counter-Strike, it's a very player-driven economy, at least on the secondaries. And we just wanted players to decide what they think is important, not for me to tell you what's important.
Yeah.
And it's probably something that doesn't really get noticed by where TMA is today. But I think as we grow and like skins are no longer available, or seasons change, or content changes, the things that people got today, players will want. And like every time we grow in a new platform, these new users coming today, like if a new user came today and you played and they see like Moki in the game, like how the fuck do I get that? Like there's no way to get it
Bro,
anymore.
That's me
You
with
know,
that Aussie skin, the Halloween one where he kind of
Halloween
looks
yeah.
like the Grim Reaper.
Oh,
My
please don't
favorite
talk to me
skin
about
in the
skins,
game.
man.
My
Don't talk to me
favorite
about
skin in the
for
game.
some of those Halloween skins, only like 25 people got it.
Dude, that
Oh,
skin is
bro.
so good. Like it looks so nice. Maybe I'm biased because I love neon green and shit, but that skin is incredible.
Yeah. Like I said, some of those skins, there's only like 20 or 25 of them that people like decided just to, and they were free. And some you just had to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is there, but like I think we feel like, hey, people will recognize it at some point that like has grow. Like, how do I get that? And the only way to get that will be if a player minted it and it's on the secondary market. It's
Well,
completely
something that might be very good with that, like I'm not saying make a whole Wikipedia or something, but somewhere on a site where you can see where you get these limited skins, just like this is definitely a down the line thing, but it would be
Yeah.
cool to have kind of a resource where you can be like, okay, this person has this insane Aussie skin. Where the hell did they get it? Maybe like later on in maybe it says it in the game right now. Does it if you hover over the skin, does it say like unlocked in this event or anything? Like, is there a way to see when certain skins, like how you could
I don't
get
think
them and
we
stuff?
have that at all. That is a
Okay.
really good idea. Yeah, I
You should
definitely
have a
don't think.
gallery. You should have an art gallery that shows the history of all the skins.
But no, it's just like that Aussie skin for me. Like
Yeah,
I remember, I was
we
like,
have
how do you get this?
we have a whole bunch of new skins coming out soon too. We've been cooking some really crazy ass shit, like really really nice,
Wow.
awesome stuff. Yeah.
Waifu Nightcore when?
Yeah,
my
there's a
God,
very
yeah.
nice Nightcore one coming out. No bias at all.
When are we adding
Awesome.
physics into movement in the gameplay? Anyway, joking. I was crying because Ken. Oh my God, Ken. So I've been a fan of TMA from the get-go, from the jump. When we first started releasing skins, and you guys were kind of elaborating on it, and how it was kind of player-driven economy. We've had a Ronin Radio in the past, earlier on this year, talking about those player-driven economies, how important they are. I was a advocate, right? I bought for the special events, I bought every skin. For the Christmas event, I bought every skin. I cannot for the fucking life of me remember where or what account I purchased these skins on. I did the weird payment process through like my phone bill. So it
Okay.
just added onto my phone bill the forgive me, the in-game currency to buy them. And
If
for
you have
the
any
I have
record
no
of that,
idea.
or the email that you had on your account for that time that you made the account for the game, if like where you did it from or what email, I DM me later. Let me save you. Let me sort you out.
I think it's savable. I think it's savable.
It's probably savable. I've been troubleshooting it myself. People in Moki's corner have heard me moaning for literally 2 weeks. I have them, and I'm just looking right now where it's like, wow, this skin literally is so small in supply, and it's so beneficial for the P2A right now. I'd be up there, bro. But like, not just for that reason, because I main Tesla. I remember I have the Day of the Dead Tesla, and it was my favorite fucking skin, and I can't play with it right now, and it brings me to tears, bro. It really does. Like I literally, someone was just put in the chat, I feel like the guy who forgot his Bitcoin wallet. Yeah, the guy who lost his Bitcoin seed phrase in the junkyard, and he was like, he spent months and months just searching. That's how I felt over the last few weeks. But yeah, I really remember going through this weird payment process. I was like, wait, what? This just comes out of my phone bill, and I had to like reply to a text saying yes and stuff like that. Like I literally, yeah, it was. If I remember doing that, and now I'm like, wait, okay, the account that I'm playing with right now doesn't have anything on it, and I've even logged into TMA's website with the other email addresses that I would believe it to be, but it seems like it's like a fresh account and it doesn't have any inventory data. So I'm really like I'm stuck right now. I'm stuck.
All
Don't
right.
have.
Well, you can give me after, and we'll do some sleuthing and go through and see
I
if we
tell
can
you what,
find
if I get access to these skins again, I'm actually going to give away what I think is one of the coolest ones, the Christmas Frosty Day. I'll give it away.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah,
literally
that's-
give it away to a Ronin Radio listener if we get access to those skins again, because I had a lot of them. All right. So
Yeah.
yeah, if we get access, you guys will get rewarded for it, or one of you guys will get rewarded for it. So, but yeah, man, fucking, it's dope. It's dope stuff. Some leaks here and
Actually,
there. Oh yeah, we're
another
in there.
thing that we were discussing before was like Kent. I don't know if you ever like played a game like Tekken, but I'm pretty sure it's in
Yeah,
the
of course.
recent Tekkens. They have a system in place where you can hold a tournament, right? Like
Yeah.
it's literally like you like obviously it's 1v1 in that kind of state, but I think that is a prime idea for like TMA, even if it was just custom games, because we do the Moki community events, right, where we'll like we put
We do have a tournament lobby system that's in the game. So
really.
you can create a private lobby, and that lobby will just give you a code, and nobody can enter it unless you use that code. And there is a
Yes.
spectator mode. So if you want to be a spectator to cast it or be involved in it, that's built, and there's tools for it for you to do stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually what
We
we've
ran
been
those
using.
tournaments before at community gaming and other areas. So we built out a tournament spectator mode.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. It's so good. But what I'm talking about is taking it the next stage where it's what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent. Where like just say team 1 and 2 play against each other, and team 2 and 3 or 3 and 4 play against each other. The winners
Oh, okay.
automatically move into the bracket.
Kind of like Dota 2 when they had the battle cups. They were like the automated
I'm not
tournament.
familiar with it. I just know Tekken has a thing where it's like automated, where you might be waiting a couple of minutes for your next match, but it's all
Yeah.
under one roof, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think that would be an awesome
We
feature.
mentioned that like in our documents. None of it's been built yet, but we kind of reference ideas that happened in like Dota 2, where if you're like one of the subscribers to it or whatever, and you have like a
Mhm.
team of friends, yeah, you enter into an automated tournament where the highest ranked member of your team is where the difficulty it puts you, and then you have
Okay.
like certain amount of time to enter the next match. I think that's been like there for like almost like a year. I think we've been looking at least have that on paper. It's just it's on
Because
the
dude, that
post,
concept,
like
and
when we actually launch the features.
you're talking about token and stuff like that. Like you could be looking at teams buying into this tournament, and then they slowly move up the bracket thing, and then the winners of each division play each other. Like it's such a cool system to explore.
We do have a lot more like fun stuff we want to do. I
Awesome.
think like that definitely won't come in during the P-Day for sure.
Oh no, definitely not.
But there's definitely like more things we want, especially as we start like building out like the actual teams feature to be like where it should be. Then I think like doing tournaments and things like that, the people actually engaging themselves is where we want to be. So we do have like plans to have like a dedicated, like I said, like treasury to just support teams and doing team stuff.
Nice.
I mean, I think people have so many like things to do with competitive things because the game is so competitive. Like even playing quick plays, like all four of us together, we're on like the edge of our seat watching like the other teams play and stuff like that. It is literally so competitive and so fun to watch that like any way that like makes the competitive more fluid and like more intuitive for people to do. Because like right now when we host the game, we do the custom game. Whoever wins, we have to back out and start another custom game. So any ways that it can like be just consistent, like that's going to be huge.
Yeah, that's a thing for us too, of just making that like requeue automatically. So it's on our. I can say it's like one of those.
Yep.
It's on our list. We
That's
understand
completely
that.
fine. That's really great.
Fire.
That's
Yo,
like this feedback is like the good feedback to get, because it's not about like a core issue of the game itself, which is always like the good part to hear.
Yeah, no,
Right.
like honestly, there's not much we can complain about the game right now. As I said, you guys are delivering. You guys are not focusing on assets. You guys are focusing gameplay and making it as best as possible. So I don't think there's a reason to complain right now.
I
Like, just
appreciate that.
it's really refreshing coming from a project and like seeing the attitude you're taking towards it. Honestly, with like looking around the whole Ronin ecosystem right now. So you guys stay in your lane and keep this working.
Facts.
I appreciate that.
Facts. Yeah, man. The gamers know. The gamers know. You guys are building for the gamers, and it's evident, right? And you guys will reap the rewards for that for sure. And certainly, as a game experience, us as a community are reaping the rewards for that too. Whoa, we overshot by a mile, but I fucking love it, bro. We had a great conversation. We got leaks, bro. Leaks. Listen, yo, if you were here, you knew. If you weren't, fuck you, mate. I'm joking. But listen, hey, shout out to everyone that came through to the stream and those that might be watching this back right now. But Ken, fucking amazing, man. I appreciate you so much for coming through and sharing with us. It's been a fun time. Yeah, it's just go and play some TMA this week, man. And like you said, the feedback is really important for you guys, the team. Very active and on top of things as it is, and we're going to continue to see the TMA project itself broaden out and continue to grow, man. Strength on strength on strength, and yeah, always welcome here, Kent. I think the guys in the WOKU corner and the Moki corner are a fan. And yeah, if you ever want to come game with us too, the door is more than open. But yeah, thank you for coming through. Anything you want to leave us off on before we close up the show for today?
No, just thank you. I had to stop my mic once in a while just to give a laugh on the side. I have a horrible sounding laugh, so was trying not to scare everyone. But I love the content and just the energy here. This was, like I said, this was the best way to spend my evening.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, man, you gotta go get some rest and get back to the grind, man. We'll see you later on in the week. Maybe you'll have to laugh into the mic and we can take the piss out of it in the show. So
Not a fan. Not a fan.
yeah, man. All right then, listen, lads and ladies. Yo, we've been here for almost 2 hours now. So for those that stuck through and with us, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some great value from today's show. And we are not done. We're not done just there. We are gonna be in Terra, right? I'm so sorry because it's such a logistical nightmare. Logic, this is live for you too, so I'm just letting you know. It's such a logistical nightmare to give out this energy. So what I'm gonna do is there's just gonna be one event, right? I'm gonna hide somewhere in the map. The first motherfucker to find me. Right now, we're taking a screenshot, literally right now, right? So anybody that's in this audience, go ahead, Logic.
So taking a screenshot. You're talking about the Lumi, right?
Yeah, Lumi.
Oh God. So, bro, I mean, I don't. So you just want to do the hide, right?
The hide, just one,
just
and
wanna
they
make
get
sure.
the whole
one.
fucking
No
whole.
way.
Yes, bro. Yeah, I'm
How many?
fucking done.
We got like 250 left.
I don't give a fuck. Whoever finds me is
You're
getting
gonna give
250.
250 potions to one person.
Yes, I can't be
No
distributing this, bro.
way.
There's no way. I got work to do. I got bounty boards to complete. I got games to play. Like I'm
I feel
not.
like that's too much. No.
Well, you better fucking find me.
I'm gonna find you then. I'm gonna take the potions.
Wait,
bro.
put it in the chat right now. Can Logic take part? Put it in the chat right now.
No,
got
hell
it.
no.
Why?
What, bro, what do you mean?
I don't know where he's at. What the fuck?
Yeah, no one knows where I'm at.
in the game.
I'm not rich. I'm so poor, dude. I'm
Oh
a
my
fucking
god.
noob.
Oh my
Like, you think
god.
I'm pro, but I'm actually not
Bro,
pro.
you're
So, like,
really
I
not
don't
pro.
know.
Like, you're
Yeah, I
actually
know.
not pro. Like,
I know
really, you're
this.
really not pro. I hope you're aware of that.
Yeah, I told you this multiple times.
You have to say
dude.
what
And,
line you're in, Gila.
I'm a noob. Bro, I
Well-
think 250 pots is a lot
I
for
know.
one person. We should do some PvP shit, bro.
I'm doing one thing.
Bold
one
of you
thing.
to assume anybody is able to PvP.
You know, in the arena, you know what I'm saying? Everybody jump in the arena, last man standing, boom. Easy.
Where's the arena then? Okay, we can do that. We can split it in half, 125 each. Find me, then arena.
Alright guys, find Gila.
Make sense?
By the way, you need the screen share.
I don't need to screenshot. You're gonna
What
find
do you
me?
mean? If you screenshot,
Well, how are we gonna get this recording?
I'll record on my end.
Hey, you have to, okay, but that works.
But right now, I gotta take everything off the screen and just show the Discord. So, because the stream can see me too, so that's a no bueno. All right, I mean, okay, you can't find me right now, right? You can't find me right now, but if you find me somewhere, right? My in-game name is not Gila, right? If you find me somewhere, you will receive 125 energy balls, right? 125 energy balls. But I mean, it probably is going to turn into 125 Ron. So this is a big one. This is a big one, lads. Originally, I was going to do something in my mind. I had this idea where we would take a screenshot of everyone in the audience right now. You would all be, you would all meet somewhere in line 4. And we would take it one by one. Everyone in the chat would get one attempt where me or Logic selects a material. So it would be a rock, it would be a plant or something. And you farm it. If you get the drop, you would win some energy, right? But if you farm and nothing drops, that's it. Move on to the next person.
What about the people that won the 10 energy potions in the Ronin radio?
They're going to get them. But we have to collect all the addresses, give them to Lumaterra, and then Lumaterra is going to distribute them. So there is a bit of a time between that. So yeah, you just have to stay patient with it. If it was as easy as us just getting the 500 energy bottles from Lumaterra and then me collecting the addresses and sending them out, you know, you guys would receive it as soon as I did that. But it's not going to be like that. It's a little bit more difficult, and rightly so, because it prevents the multi-bot exploitation. So that's it's needed, right, for the economy, the ecosystem. All right, I have found a hiding place. So if you want to let the community loose, you guys can try and find me now. All right, it's not easy. I've not made it easy for you. I am very much hiding.
He's just in the middle of the red zone. If you want me, you have to risk getting killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should go to Moki's corner, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna try this over. Okay, listen, I do need to conclude the show properly. So here we go, lads and ladies. Thank you for coming through today. We spoke with TMA. Kent was here. We had a great conversation. The WOKU Weekly was launched and we read through it. So you guys go and support that on the channels. Moki HQ will be updating later on. I believe it's like 9 hours from now, right? Where we will be seeing the TMA takeover. So TMA is on the agenda this week. Make sure you guys are playing it. We'll see you guys on Friday for our next show, where we will be covering a little bit more to do with Ragmon, a little bit more of everything that's going on in the ecosystem, and yeah, hopefully we'll get a featured guest. I was hearing through the grapevine that we might be getting Wild Forest, but maybe not. All right, so we'll see you guys on Friday. Appreciate every single time that comes through, and yeah, man, continue to be degenerate, continue to play your silly Web3 crypto games, and we'll be here every single week. So I hope you enjoyed it. We're going over to Moki's corner. The first person to find me in game will be getting the 125 energy, and we'll organize the arena fight to the death right over there. So yeah, Moki's corner.
Been found, Gila.
Yeah.
I've been found.
I can't end the stage. I don't have terms. Can someone?
I've been found. Fuck. All right, I'll end the stage and we're going over to Moki's corner. We'll figure it out. Much love. Peace. Bye. I've been found.
Yeah.
He has been found.
Okay, I'm ending the stream here. Thank you guys for coming.